Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy Christian Israel. Guys, happy Monday. May the 4th be with you. It is the Star Wars day of the year for all of you Star Wars geeks. And I did not realize it until I just looked at the date, guys. I hope you have had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. This is your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the New Creation Capital Podcast, a place where we discuss what happens in the world today, where we talk about stories that focus on current events, the stock market, and of course, digital assets, guys. This is a new you, a new future, and a new creation. Today's story is all about Bitcoin FUD, XRP FUD, and the opposite, right? So we're going to give a little FUD news, and we're going to get a little positive news going on here, guys. Thank you to all those who are listening on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Play, Radio Play, Google Play, Spotify, and of course, the Anchor platform, where you can partner with us or shoot me a message. Of course, this is episode 39, and you are either tuning in, listening, or visually here on our YouTube channel. We are in episode 39 and officially at 38 subscribers. So who's going to be the 39th subscriber? We are adding 1 subscriber per episode right now. I will take that every day. Thank you to all you guys. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button, do the social media thing, comment, get the algorithm moving, because you guys know right now YouTube is shadow banning any cryptocurrency spaces. And I will maybe jump into a Twitter on that. And speaking of Twitter, here is our Twitter, at New Creation Cap. Hit us up. And real quick, I'm going to search my Twitter real quick, and we're going to go to, let's hit up Tyler S. We're going to hit up Tyler S here, and I'm going to show you right now that cryptocurrency is being shadow banned. So you see him here. Here's a tweet from the crypto zombie. Shout out to the zombies. All right. For the second day now, my video has been shadow banned. It stays up for 3 hours and then disappears from all search results, even subscriptions. At Team U, at YT Creators, at Susan Wojciak. Why does this keep happening? Can you please provide a solution? Tyler S., which is my boy. He's got 27,000 subscribers on YouTube right now. You can see he follows me. I follow him. Great cat right now. Funny, great TA guy. If you don't follow him, why don't you give him a follow? Not only on Twitter, but also on YouTube. And Tyler, that's chocolate milk for you, buddy. All right, so he says here, 18 hours ago, confirmed this happened to my video as well. 4 hours ago, it stopped showing in the suggestion feed and went from 500 views in an hour to 40 views per hour, okay? So YouTube is shadow banning hashtag Bitcoin videos on my analytics. All views from browse, search, etc. dropped by 90%. So guys, they are shadow banning right now. They are silencing your speech and your freedoms. And not only that, but the banks, and you know what? I'll look that up actually, because the banks are telling you not to buy Bitcoin. Speaking of, before we move into the story of the day, you can also go to PublisherX and find all of our audio and our video. Of course, Sunday we do our scriptures. Yesterday was Saved by Grace, episode 38. Episode 37 was Buying XRP from your bank. Crypto bills introduced, and so forth and so on. So when you click on one of these, you can see our audio right here, and also our video right here. So you can do it on your favorite podcast listening platform or video. Speaking of Bitcoin non-FUD, we have Bitcoin having rewards 7 days, 14 hours, 39 minutes, and 56 seconds from now, where the people who are mining Bitcoin get their pay cut in half from 12.5 to 6.25 coins per block. This is done, obviously, guys, to decrease inflation and focus on the supply and demand aspect, where hopefully over time Bitcoin rises. And the price of Bitcoin right now, as I record this, is right under $8,800, sitting at $8,799 and minus 0.15%. ETH is at 205.56. XRP is at 21.7 cents. So this, by the way, is coin360.com. Hit this up. It's an easy way to just jump in and see what's going on. I figured it's easier for the YouTube guys, for you guys that watch this, to actually see this chart, okay? So before I actually go into Actually, you know what? Let's jump into the FUD. Okay, so first FUD of the day is Jed McCaleb. Take a drip of my coffee. Jed McCaleb. If you guys don't know much about Jed McCaleb, he was actually one of the co-founders of the Ripple platform and XRP. He threw a temper tantrum and went off and started this company called Stellar and Stellar Lumen, which is XLM. We here at New Creation Cap, as far as our crypto fund, we hold XLM because it's going to have some use cases. But in the meantime, Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb liquidates 54 million XRP valued at $11.7 million, right? So he's been given a certain amount of XRP that, of course, he's going to sell it because he's going to make money to put it into his program now. And I think it's just pretty interesting because people are saying this is like FUD and going out. So if we continue to read this, it says, in a controversial step, the Ripple co-founder sold an average of 1.8 million XRP tokens for each day of April 20th. Oh, this just reminded me, by the way, if you are not a part of our, let's see here, if you are not a part of, where we at? Chats, boom. If you are not a part of the New Creation Cronies, we just started. I am at 10 members as of now. Hey, Isaac, welcome, join. This is a place where we will give signals. As you can see here, we will talk about things, talk about basically mainly what trading Bitcoin is, rejections. We will also put up charts. If you want to see a place, by the way, this is the Hong Kong exchange right here. Look at that. Isn't that saying that was this morning, showing what happened in Hong Kong exchange? I will always, I will put up not just signals, but kind of what I'm doing in my trades. It's never trading advice, just what I am doing. So there is a link at the bottom to be a part of the New Creation Cronies. I just created that. So come on and be a friend and be a crony with the New Creation crew. Okay? Anyway, so let's go back into this. Here, let me close that out so this does not keep popping up. Close that window. Okay. It says here, co-founders sold an average of 1.8 million XRP tokens for each day on April 20th. Or each day of April 2020. Since McCaleb is the co-founder of Stellar, a direct competitor to Ripple, it also created suspicion of his support to Ripple Labs. For the last entire month of April 2020, Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb has been liquidating his XRP holdings. As per the data from the Crypto Assistance, McCaleb sold an average of 1.8 million tokens every day, totaling 54,215,405 XRP. This is nearly 12 million worth of XRP sold in April. The publication reported this based on data available on McCaleb's known crypto address. The same wallet currently holds around 76 million XRP tokens. So he still got 76 million XRP tokens, which is over $8 million. Jed McCaleb is one of the popular personalities in the crypto industry. Besides, he is also the co-founder of Stellar Cryptocurrency and the creator of now defunct the Mt. Gox Exchange. Woo! Stinty, the Mt. Gox Exchange. You know, the big token scam. In 2012, he co-founded OpenClib, which later became Ripple. Okay, well, we know that was OpenCoin. During that time, McCaleb received around 9.5 billion XRP tokens, guys. So he still has $8 million worth, and he still has $76 million tokens. And he will slowly knock those out. It says, however, McCaleb's constant selling of XRP tokens has been controversial. McCaleb had to sign a 7-year agreement with Ripple that limited his monthly or annual sales of XRP. Since Stellar Lumen is a direct competitor to Ripple, McCaleb's relation with XRP investors has always remained controversial. Ripple in the midst of the controversies. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse recently criticized the content streaming platform YouTube for allowing to continue some fake XRP giveaway scams, etc., etc., etc. We know that they are trading or YouTube is shadow banning, and now they're getting rid of all things because because Brad Garlinghouse is suing them, and they're feeling salty. Just my opinion, no proof behind it. Okay? So, what do you think there? Is Jed McCaleb trying to sabotage Ripple, or is he just getting his money because he got paid when he's separate? In my personal opinion, I think when Jed McCaleb separated from Ripple, right, and went and started Stellar, he got a severance package. A severance package that included 1.8 billion, 1.8 billion? Or something like that. Let's see. What was it? 9.5 billion XRP tokens. So that was his severance package. And you see there, he had to agree when and when not to sell those. So that's his money. That's what he got paid for creating something. And obviously, if that's 11 million right now, he's dumping it no matter what the price is. He's just trying to get rid of it all as it goes. He's not going to hold it because as a direct competitor, if he holds XRP, then sells it later, when it tops all-time highs, it would just look sketchy. And I don't think, honestly, he cares. I don't think he cares. He's just dumping it and getting rid of it, doing that thing. Let me know what you think. Write in the comments. Tell me what you think. All right, let's jump on to the other FUD of the day. Oh, no, this is not the FUD. That's from the FUD to the opposite, right? This is on Cointelegraph, written by Stefan O'Neill today. It says, major Polish insurance company taps blockchain for its paperwork. Polish insurance company Link4 teams up with the blockchain startup Coinfirm to use distributed ledger technology powered by tool for document management. This is bullish. Polish insurance company Link4 has partnered with RegTech firm Coinfirm to streamline document correspondence and storage with a blockchain-based system called Trudantum. The blockchain-enabled tool developed by Coinfirm reportedly allows the firm to transfer and store electronic documents and ensure their immutability. For Link4's customers specifically, it means that their insurance papers could be accessed and verified online, therefore reducing the overall amount of paperwork for the company. Oh, sounds cool to me. Link4 considers itself the leader of the direct insurance market in Poland. Launched in 2003, the company was alleged the first on the local market to sell motor insurance exclusively via the phone and the internet. So these guys were the first to do their thing in Poland, making it what we all can do now is go buy car insurance on our phone, right? We can do that right now on our phone. Poland was the first 17 years ago. Now that it looks like the first to use distributed ledger technology and the blockchain to do their own type of, insurance, right? I don't know much about insurance, but it says here, let's quote, as these, we're going to call him AW, the president of Link4 Board. It says, for a long time, we've been focusing on modern and secure solutions, and this undoubtedly fits with blockchain, which guarantees the permanent saving of documents without the possibility of editing them. It is the benefit of our clients who always find documents such as the product card or general insurance conditions in the same place in unchanged form. Awesome. Okay, so it says here, okay, that's just more about the company. So that's pretty awesome. Now you got insurance company using not only distributed ledger powered tool for document management to tokenize it and put it on the blockchain platform so it cannot be unedited. So you had your, when you ever see DLT, that's XRP, or really Ripple Labs, right? On the R3 quarter settler with distributed ledger technology. Anyway, shout out to Stefan O'Neill. Thank you for that article. Now let's go to, let's see, because I think this Forbes article here is, I'm going to consider this possibly FUD, but we can see here, this is written on May 2nd. You've probably seen this in other places. We don't need to see her right now, so let's zoom in here. Forget the halving. Is this the real reason Bitcoin suddenly soared towards 10,000? Says Forbes.com writer Billy Bonbro. He's a contributor. He writes about Bitcoin, the blockchain, and changing the world. All right, so he says Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investors are gearing up for long-awaited Bitcoin halving this month, which we will see. The number of new Bitcoin entering the market cut by half. The Bitcoin price soared this week and is now at a strong contender for 2020's best performing asset, climbing over to 9,000 per Bitcoin for the first time since February. As we can see, though, right now, Bitcoin is sitting at 88.21, so it's had a little bit of a correction, so it's not quite at 9,000. However, while many traders are betting that Bitcoin's price will climb as a result of this month's cut to supply, the latest Bitcoin bounce may have happened for an entirely different reason. Let's see what they say. Bitcoin picture. Shortly before Bitcoin's 20% rally this week, a large transfer of the stablecoin Tether was made to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange Binance. Oh, here we go. There is the whole reason for them saying this, and it says, Tether is a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar on one-to-one basis, with its creators claiming they keep $1 in reserve for other token issuance. Tether tokens worth a little over $50 million were transferred to Malta-based Binance earlier on Wednesday, just hours before the Bitcoin pump began. A Twitter bot that records major Bitcoin cryptocurrencies called Whale Alert picked up the transaction, of course, so they basically say it is Tether. It is Tether. It is Tether. It is Tether. They're saying that Tether put $50 million to Malta right there. Let's zoom in so you can see that. And they're saying right there, that is the reason it pumped, because of that. Now, I'm not for or against that argument. To be honest, I think there's a lot of good information about there. I personally think having something like Tether that can just mint money is no different than Finance 1.0 right now. And I know stable coins are in the space, but I think stable coins right now, although we could trade in and out of them, with so many stable coins able just to print money out of thin air like Tether, because we know they don't have any money behind them. How do they have so much money behind them unless they're backed by banks? And then I can go down this whole conspiracy how Tether eventually will be the reason Bitcoin tanks. But I won't. Okay? So I think it's interesting because it says over the last month, I'll leave this last part here. Over the last month, Tether, which controlled the stablecoin Tether, or Tether Limited, which controls the stablecoin Tether and shares owners and staff with the British Virgin Islands-based Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex, has ramped up the number of Tether it's creating, minting over $1 billion worth of stablecoin. My question is, where is that coming? I don't know where that money's coming from. It says here, on Wednesday, we witnessed extensive buying activity and the highest level of scalability and liquidity evident on our platform made us able to seamlessly service all these requests, boasted Bitfinex Chief Technology Officer Pablo Ardiano, who also serves as the CTO of Tether. Look at that. Bitfinex also works with Tether. Kind of, don't you think that's honestly, sounds like a, what are they, conflict of interest? Just saying. In a statement, he pointed that to U.S. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase's unfortunate outage during the sudden Bitcoin rally. Now, that's true. Coinbase went down. They always try to stop it. I don't know. Something sketchy about when we have a crash. So this is what I've seen, okay? When we have a crash, it normally is triggered by BitMEX, okay? Arthur Hayes, CEO of BitMEX, right? We see that, those long death wicks. When we have a pump, we normally see Binance is involved somehow because Binance shuts down. And then after Binance does its maintenance call, right after, you either see a major pump or a major dump. But every time Binance goes down, look for major movement. But when Bitcoin pumps, Coinbase shuts down. I mean, it's just funny. So certain exchanges are happening, and I don't know what's going on. But you can't dispute these facts. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the Tether cartel, as some people would call it, is the reason for the Bitcoin halving? Or, I'm sorry, for the Bitcoin pump pre-halving? I think there's some things going down. Let me know. Write in the comments. Write something. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Just let me know what you think. Converse with me. Let's start this conversation. Is that FUD? Could it be FUD? If that could be FUD, could this be considered the opposite? Okay, so this is on newsbtc.com from Nick Chong, and it's titled, Same Trend That Marked Start of Bitcoin's $10,000 Run in 2019 is Back. So we saw FUD, let's see the opposite. And nearly 20% surge last week. Bitcoin's weekly candle on Sunday evenly closed decisively at 8,900. So the close last night is about $75, $85 higher than it is right now. So we are still in that category. This marked the 7th consecutive weekly gain for Bitcoin, which has posted stellar performances ever since the mid-March week capitulation low. So if we're going to check that out, let's just see. They said the 7-week low. Let me get rid of that. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Let's jump on the weekly and let's hit auto and let's see. Let's see. We're going to get rid of all of where we go. We're going to get rid of these so you guys can see what's going on here. So we can see. Let's see. Here we go. All right. We can keep the 200. So they said for the 7 weeks. So March 16th, here's the crash right here. The crash took us down, guys. The crash took us down. Let's find. We actually hit 66, 30, or down 63% from the actual crash, and we are at, check it up, we have rebounded 128% from that target. So let me see if I can delete this. All right, so I think that's pretty interesting because he says here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weekly candles, and we are above the 200 moving average here and sitting right there. So again, guys, we need to break this right here. This is what we need to break, this level. See that across the board? This is the level if you're a Bitcoin trader or just a Bitcoin holder. This is the level we need to break, which is 10.5 to see any kind of, for me to feel bullish, to be honest. Okay, so, but he says here, although the 7 consecutive weeks may mean nothing to readers, it is a strong technical occurrence that may signal that even more upside on the table is ahead. Zach Vole, a market analyst on CoinDesk, recently noted that Bitcoin closing its 7th consecutive weekly gain hasn't happened since April 29. So here we go. That's bullish. We know that's bullish. Okay, so when the last bear market ended, this would suggest history should repeat itself. All right, so here we go. 7 weeks, 7 weeks. So we're seeing that. Okay, we'll see what happens. And this is 87.20, so that's pretty close to where we are right now at 87.90. So this is pretty up to date. Shout out to Zach Voel on Twitter. All right, so stop that. All right, so some believe that cause, once the halving passes, I think we are good there. Anyway, let's see. We are currently at 7 consecutive green weeks. We've never stopped at 7 before. We have stopped at 8 3 times. So that's important. So this could be the 8th time this week we've stopped at 8 3 times. It says, let's see here, a news report, it can be funding rate on BitMEX, BTC is above. Okay, none of that stuff matters there. All right, so what do you think, guys? You think that indicator is going to shoot us off? The 8th time, it says you got 7 straight weeks. It's never happened an 8th time. So let's see what happens. Now we got some more FUD alert. NewsBTC.com, written by Yashu Gola. Titled, Bitcoin risk an abrupt fall as Trump threatens phase 1 deal with China. Bitcoin faces the risk of short-term but steep downside correction as Donald Trump threatens to terminate one deal with China. Phase 1 deal with China. Investors fear that a new trade war with Beijing would escalate the global economic crisis further amid the coronavirus-induced lockdown. Losses in the Wall Street Index in March influence traders to liquidate their Bitcoin positions to cover their margin calls. The most profitable asset is always at risk of becoming the most battered asset. Bitcoin, which is now sitting at 20% year-to-date returns, faced a similar threat from traders and investors alike. Its likelihood of suffering an abrupt fall surged after the U.S. started attacking China over the origins of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, here's my issue. Let me take a drink of coffee before we touch this. Now, I don't know how many people are going to listen to this. And so I give this to you, my 1 listener, or my 20 listeners, or my 100. It doesn't really matter how many are listening, as long as one person's listening. This is for you right here, guys. Bitcoin, which is now sitting at 20% year-to-date returns, faces a similar threat from traders and investors alike. Its likelihood of suffering an abrupt fall surged after the U.S. started attacking China over the origins of the coronavirus pandemic. Here's my thing right here. How has China got that much control over the Bitcoin price? And this is why I'm not bullish long-term on Bitcoin. As of it stands right now, if things change, I will change. Now, here's why. Over 50% of the mining computing power is coming out of China. So if China gets pissed off at us, excuse my language, they just shut down their mining machines and Bitcoin crashes. It becomes unuseful. Bitcoin becomes unworthy. No one's going to be in it. And if you are in it based on that, I think you're just... Here's my thing. If Bitcoin hits $200,000, I'm selling. If Bitcoin hits 150, I'm selling. Why? Because it always retraces. What do I mean it always retraces? If you're just based on a trader alone, look at this. 14,000 retraced to 6,000. 10,000, let's just say a normal retrace, not the crash. 8,000, right? You could be collecting more Bitcoin. 20,000 to 3,000. Okay, say it doesn't do that. 20,000 to 5,000. 5,000 to 3. Now, I know that's crazy. How can you always tell? But look where support was built before, right here at the $5,000 range. Look where that came down to, bounced up, came right back to the $5,000 range after that parabolic run. And look where it touched over here on $5,000. So if I'm just basing it off that and it hits a top and it blows off top and it gives me, well, that's only from 5,000 to 20,000. Yeah, the price is nice, guys, but that's 4x. I just want to point that out. That's a 4x return. That's only that is only a 4x return because not a lot of people bought down here, right? I mean, maybe some people who bought way over here. These people who are the ones who've made money, okay? If you bought right before the last halving, you made money. You made a lot of money. You made a lot of money if you bought before the last halving, okay? Period. But if you bought here at 2,800, okay, then you got 6x your money. If you bought here, you got 4x your money. That's not a lot, mainly because Bitcoin has already 1x'd since here, right? So unless you're putting in $50,000, $100,000, you're not getting massive returns. Now, you're getting massive returns compared to the 1% in the stock market. Correct. But I'm just saying, I think Bitcoin's price is a distraction. And as a lot of people point out, we are still in a die trend. Yes, we are moving, but I'm not going to do too much TA here. I do TA, by the way. If you guys join the New Creation Capital Cronies, right? New Creation Cronies, you can go and we'll do technical analysis on Friday nights and Sunday nights. We do a live Zoom call and we do TA and we talk news, and I don't live stream those because we're talking sells and bids, and that's not for the mass media. That is just for people who want to be in the group, and you can join. It's free. We do not charge. It's brand new. It's got 10 in the last week, and I just started it last week. So it's brand new. So jump in, hop on, see, because we'll talk about things like that. Realistic expectations. Bitcoin to $1 million. Yes, according to stock to flow, it's possible. But if China shuts it down, it's not. Okay? And really, this is what happens when it hits $100,000. It's going to go here, and it's going to come all the way back, honestly, I think to touch, if not 20, 10.5. 12.5. It's going to come back down to this area. So when it hits its top of $100,000, it's coming back and touching this area right here. You heard it here first. I'm telling you, right there, it's going to touch $18,000 when it comes. Now, that's important because that's still 2x your money from now. So if you get in right now, you're still doubling your money, which is actually a really good investment in a short time. I'm just saying, not a lot of people are making a lot of money on Bitcoin. Now, people will say you'll make Bitcoin, you can be a millionaire by holding it. I get it. I understand. That is speculation long term. But in the point for realistic investors, which I will tell my guys, you can double your money. You know, you don't pay New Creation Capital to invest. You pay New Creation Capital when to take out. Okay? So I just wanted to go on that little rant because I think it's important that this is not just FUD, right? This is a true statement. This is a true statement. Bitcoin risks abrupt fall because Trump threatens China. That means China controls Bitcoin. China controls Bitcoin. Okay? So, I don't know. What do you guys think, right? That's FUD, and that's XRP FUD. That is XRP FUD. That is Bitcoin FUD, and the opposite today on your May the 4th be with you. Let me know what you think because I think it's important. You know, hit us up again. Converse with me on Twitter, guys. Let me know what's going on Twitter. Hit me up. Again, we are creating more and more and more followers. Appreciate all you guys that are following us at New Creation Cap. Of course, you can hit us up on YouTube. That's a good place. You can see this new latest little mini video we put out. and of course the Anchor platform. And before we go, I want to check out the stock market. Let's see what's going on in the stock market. All right, so right now, the Dow is down 216 points, down 0.9%. Oh, by the way, as I saw you, I want to show you guys this real quick, because this is what happened in Hong Kong yesterday. And I know we talked about it. This was Hong Kong last night, right? So when you see, yeah, and I posted this in our new crony. So you can see here, it just topped. And by the way, that's at the 0.702 on the Fibonacci retracement. You know what? Let me see if I can show that real quick. I'm going to see if I can show this real quick. Let me see here. What is that? Hong Kong? I don't know. Let me see if I can find that real quick for you. I just want to show you this interesting little thing. Hong Kong index. Oh, let's reload. Hong Kong index, and see what this specifically looks like. All right, so that's the Kraken. Let's go back over here. And we're going to, guys, look at the Hong Kong index. Let's see here. All right, so, I took the Fibonacci. Well, we can still bring the Fibonacci tool up. We're going to bring it up on the 4 hour. Obviously, that was a sell, right? Let me get rid of all this. I just want to show you guys a fun little tool. We're going to get rid of all my scalp indexes. I do day trade, by the way. This is something I enjoy. I day trade. I hit the swing trades. It's never financial advice, guys. It's just something that, honestly, I enjoy doing. I make a little bit of money doing it. And I think, once you get good at a space, it's a craft that you can learn in all phases of. You can trade the stock market. You can trade the cryptocurrency market. There we go. I was like, what's going on here? Okay, now I can find my retracement tool. I think this is where the crash happened. Okay, that's a 50% retrace, so that's not where it happened. I think it's here. Oh, no, here it is, right here. This is the crash. Okay? So, let's see. This is February. Is this it right here? March 20th. There. Yep, this is it. Okay. So, well, I just want to see. This is interesting, by the way. From the top, this is the top, right here. Okay? Actually, right here. This is the top, before that little movement above. It actually hit the 50% and popped off. Not a good sign for the exchange. And that's since the top of the, well, let's see, January 1st. Yeah, since January 1st, we go up, we do a little bit of trying to break it, doesn't come down, and boom, hits the 50. But we're talking about coronavirus, right? Nope. Let's see what happens, because it came down, touched the 0.65, didn't break up, rolled over on itself. But now what happened when, quote unquote, the world went on lockdown? And the world went on lockdown starting, I think somewhere in March, right? I think March is when all that started going crazy, because this is actually when the coronavirus started going super crazy here. But this is when America went on lockdown. I think was like March 4th or March 5th. Somewhere around here, right? Was it right here? I think so. February? No, it was March. March. Yep, March 4th. And now this is a 0.702 fib retracement here. So if you see when we went on lockdown, this is when kind of our world, that's beginning of March. You see here, it breaks, touches the 0.702. This is an indicator that if it never breaks this area right here, just a little quick TA for you. If it never breaks this area right here, okay, you are in trouble. You are going to roll over. And what's even scarier is this area right here did not hold. Okay, this did not hold, which means we guys have a good chance at looking at coming up and rolling back down to here. Okay, so just we need to see that. You can see that we have a roll, a bounce, and back down. I mean, you can just see it. I'll show you here. Look. Boom. There's up. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want this. There's up and down. So look at that. Boom. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So there's some scary things going on here, and mainly because of that 0.702, like clockwork, it worked itself out. Okay, so before I go real quick, and we check out the let's finish the stock market. Let's see what's going on. So China opens lower as U.S.-China tensions rise. Again, I heard someone say, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Not I'll show you the news, I'll show you the charts, because the charts are happening the way it's happening, and it's all it's because it's algorithms now. This is not 1970, right, where it was really people. Now where it's a computer-based system, people automatically put shorts in based on certain spots, and if it doesn't hold, it crashes. But there's not too much craziness going on in the Dow. It's only down 1%, 221 points. The S&P is down 0.5%, down 12.49 points, sitting at 2818, excuse me. The NASDAQ, the tech industry, is actually up 0.5% at 8639. Gold is up a little more than 0.5% at 1711. And oil sitting at 1964, kind of settling in there. So nothing too crazy at all. Let's see, real quick, again, I always talk to you guys about the Nomics site here. You can go here again. It's just a fun little place to see what the real volume is going on, the actual movement, the real supply. This is a place to get real data. I know they do their money price predictions here. They took off the percentage, which was smart, because their percentage was wrong by far. But, again, don't ever follow my advice to buy, trade, or sell, because you should do your own research. I just think it's smart, because this is not financial advice. If you want financial advice, you can pay us for it. And because that's what people do. They pay financial advisors, right? They don't go on YouTube and listen to somebody, because it's free. So you don't need to listen, because you're not paying me for it. I'm not paying you for it. So I'm just giving you advice on what I am doing, right? This is how I trade. This is what I see. Do your own research, guys. I think that's so important, okay? So speaking of, I'm going to read you a quick scripture as always, all right? And this is from Romans 8:24. It says, "For in this hope we were all saved. But hope that is seen is not hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not have, we wait for it patiently." All right? So, hope is the evidence of things not seen. I think that's important. So sometimes, like, I have faith. My faith is in Christ. That's where my hope lies. But then we also hope for a stock market boom. And we hope for Bitcoin to go shoot to the moon in 7 days. So that can be applied to multiple things, guys. I'm going to play this video for you here at the end. It is interesting. It is from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. From G. Edward Griffin, The Creature of Jekyll Island, A Second Look at the Federal Reserve. It just talks about following the money and where does it come from, okay? So I will play this for you, and then that is the end of the video, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do my sign out right now. And thank you guys for stopping by. Hang out, watch this, and then hang out and watch Brad Garlinghouse talk about cryptocurrency, okay? As always, guys, this is your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the New Creation Capital Podcast, a place where we discuss what happens in the world today, where we talk about stories that focus on current events, the stock market, and digital assets. Of course, this is not financial advice, but you should always buy low and sell high, guys. I hope you have a great day. This is a new you, a new future, and a new creation. May the 4th be with you. Until next time, guys, peace and love. Later.
Let's just follow a $100 check. Make this real simple to the fellow that delivers our mail. The postal worker gets a $100 check. And he looks at this and he can't imagine in his wildest dreams that just 2 days ago that money didn't exist anywhere in the universe. But it's a government check now, and it's very spendable. So he takes it and deposits it into his private checking account at the local commercial bank. Now this money is out of the Federal Reserve mechanism per se, out of the government side of the partnership, and it gets into the private banking side of the partnership. $100 has been deposited. Now the action heats up. The banker looks at that and he goes over to the loan window and he opens it up and he says, attention everybody, we have money to loan. And that's good news for a lot of people because that's one of the reasons we go to the bank, isn't it? To borrow money. So it's good news when there's money available. And the banker says, we have $100 deposited, but don't worry folks, we can loan you more than that. We can loan you up to $900. Well, how? How can you loan out up to $900 when you only have $100 deposited? Well, it's not difficult if you're in the Federal Reserve System. Here's how it works. The Federal Reserve says that the member banks must keep no less than 10% of their deposits in reserve. So there's $100. They keep 10% in reserve, $10. And they can loan up to $90, right? So we loan it to you, ma'am. You borrowed $90. What do you do with it? Well, you want to spend it. So you want to write a check on it. You deposit it into your checking account so you can write a check. In many cases, it might be put directly into your checking account. But now there's $90 deposit, in addition to the $100 that was deposited to start this chain. Now we've got the $90 that was loaned as another deposit. Well, the Federal Reserve says that you only have to keep 10%. So we keep 10% of the 90 and loan the other 90%. And the person that borrows that puts it right back into the bank as another deposit. Well, the Federal Reserve says you only have to keep 10%, so you know, this goes around and around and around to the revolving door until finally the whole action is played out. And the bottom line is when that $100 deposit comes in from the postal worker, the banks, in essence, can loan up to $900 because $100 is the reserve, and that's 10% of 1,000, so they can loan the balance, or the difference, which is $900. Now, where does that money come from? Well, same place. It springs into being precisely at the point where the loan is made. It didn't exist before, anywhere. Now notice the important thing here. The money that's created out of nothing and given to the government spends for its purposes. But the money that's created out of nothing by the banks is not spent by the banks, it's loaned by the banks to you and to me, and we pay interest on it. Not too shabby. Interest on nothing. I wish I had a magic checkbook like that, where I didn't have to have any money, just a checkbook. And I could write checks, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 all day long and loan them to you folks, and you pay me interest on it. You see? Not too shabby at all. This, in fact, is the payoff to the commercial banks in the cartel. This scam has become legitimized by law. And we're told it's a wonderful thing. We think our banking system is wonderful. But it's a scam. Not only interest on nothing, but perpetual interest on nothing. Because notice, once this money is created, if you pay...
Some, can you see those? Oh, there's 2 votes.
Let me try.
Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? Oh, they're over here. That's easier. You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I should take what the IMF is going to do. I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
Which goes to the next question that was on the list, actually. Will central banks issue digital currency become a reality in the next few years?
Well, again, there's a lot of work being done this through by a number of central banks in different, regions of the world. I think generally speaking, many of these central banks are coming to the conclusion that they don't see the benefits right now of doing it, but they're very seriously considering the use case. And I think as work proceeds, they maybe the possibility may increase. Particularly the Bank of Canada with its Project Jasper experiment has realized that a central bank digital currency on its own may not offer benefits now, but when combined with other things like the security settlement system, the use cases begin to emerge. So let's keep an open mind.